Wow. All right. So Boomie, again, locking in that forearms. You know, he's been putting the gauntlets, the hammer to use. Cody Travis, you know it's Barraza, obviously. Even though he has this crazy pocket Vrax, I think he's most comfortable opening up, and most matchups he's going to play with that Barraza.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Yeah, the outcome of this set is going to be so heartbreaking for me because I want to see Cody against Phazon and Sandstorm, but I also want to see Boomie against Phazon and Sandstorm. So the fact that somebody has to go down here is just the worst. But you know what? I'll have to live with it. We're going to have a great best of 5, and we're on Small Brawlhalla for game number 1, so you know that means things are going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that intercepted real quick. Trying to catch Cody off guard. And I love that Boomie slide charge pivots it so that the neutral stick would spike him into the side of the wall instead of into the stage. Very interesting. Boomie getting hit by that neutral, however, and Cody not falling for any of that. I mean, Cody kind of the master of slide charge neutral sticks. Slide charge pivot neutral stick, as I say it. So he's pretty ready for Boomie to do for anything similarly on the forearms.
Boomie keeping him armed. Ooh. Expected him to go to the outside there. Boomie really expecting Cody to take to the air in a lot of these cases where he's staying grounded. Some of those early reads.
Cider comes through. Will Cody get another cider or down air? Dash jump down air is possible there.
Ooh.
That was beautiful. Except for the
punch.
fact that he pivoted it. That was the problem there. It was a really hard read. He was going for the dodge through. Didn't get it. Boomie was stayed in place. Amazing punish afterwards as well. Now Boomie up a stock.
I mean, that was just like such a hey deep red moment where it's like, I'm going to throw my attack, you're going to throw your read, like, we're just going to RPS it right here. Somebody's getting knocked out. And now Cody Travis tying it up 2 stocks apiece, not behind at all.
Yeah, just took a gravity cancel side stick to the face. That was it, which sounds painful, but by itself isn't that much damage.
But these
the gauntlet string that we just saw there.
Oh
yeah.
gosh, it's so much damage.
And there we saw the awful time that blasters can have with gauntlets, which is that Boomie was right in the dead zone of where Cody Travis was trying to space that side light and got a ton of damage in for it. And it's pretty common opinion that blasters don't have the greatest time against gauntlets, and we're seeing that here in game number 1 with Cody. Cody probably wanted to opt for the axe a little bit more now as Boomie's up an entire stock.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be real rough for Cody to make it back, especially Boomie back on these gauntlets. He just has seemed so comfortable this game, getting those reads for the extended strings. Oh, and there it is. You're talking about, hey, maybe the axe is the play against these gauntlets. Able to challenge them stacked way better than the blasters can.
Recovery hits. Doesn't get the cider, but that one does hit. And Cody takes the stock down to 1, evening up the game. And that could be done. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of whether or not I think he gets that blasters versus gauntlet matchup again, which he just did. Is he willing to stay into it? Boomie has been doing so well in this matchup.
Oh, I mean,
but
hey,
2 silence in a row.
Yeah, if you got the read on his movement, you can do a ton of damage. Whoa, down light into ground pound.
that just looked painful. That was just brutal.
Oh, it's done. It's done. Boomie for game number 1.
Yeah, really, really great play coming up from Boomie. And it was looking like a really rough matchup, both stage and character-wise for Cody. We'll see what we're going to be doing for game number 2. Cody's still sticking on the Barraza, and he bans out Brawlhaven as the last stage, so leaving up Demon Island, Apocalypse, and Mammoth Fortress, all pretty wide blast zones. So Boomie opting to go to going to Apocalypse. And at first I thought the character changed, but I mean it did. It is Jake the dog, but it is Jake the dog,
but he's got the same signature kit available. So
yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Here we are over onto Apocalypse. You know, so game number 1 was definitely loadout in favor of Boomie. You know, between gauntlets versus blasters time and again, and the stage. Like he set himself up so incredibly well for that. But now over onto Apocalypse, Cody's got a little bit more room to work with.
It's so funny to me that by seeing him pick Jake instead of Forearms, I feel like the character pick is that less serious. Even though I know it's the same character, but I am watching Jake the dog beat up Barraza right now, and that's just it never fails to amuse me. Side airs him, tries to go for those stretchy arms there with that neutral stick. Anchor just exchanged for elastic limbs as he picks up that hammer.
Now this hammer's got bacon on it too. Boomie looking to bring home the bacon. He doesn't want to get knocked out this early.
Oh, sideline Nair. Cody taking on a good amount of damage. I do want to highlight how much I think a wider stage, or just a bigger stage in general for the blast zones, favors Cody.
Oh, yeah.
We saw in the previous best of 5 how big of a deal it was that he was just able to survive that much longer. And when Cody's at very high amounts of damage, that's when it feels like it's actually the hardest to knock him out.
And
see right
especially
there.
because he can just turn around like that. You know, hey, you're going to go for that big signature that you really want to just get rid of him for. And he just turns it around. He's like, no, that stock was mine. You must have misheard.
Scoop will do it, but Boomie is still technically down to momentum as Cody comes in. Can Boomie starve the next weapon through? No. Cody kicks him away, picks up the blasters, but it's that matchup once again. Let's see what he's able to do with it. Cody getting hit by the gauntlet side air over and over again. And Boomie as a primarily blasters main, is what we know him for, even though he's great at everything Brawlhalla. I feel like is very comfortable with how to abuse this matchup in particular. And we are just seeing him constantly sitting inside that dead zone. Cody Travis, at least in my opinion, one of the best blaster sidelight users that I think ever, and Gauntlets just destroyed that. So now we see Boomie under the hammer.
But there's that side signature. I know you're always looking for that one because it is so devastating. And Boomie finally landing here. Babysits him all the way. Ground pound even going a little bit further. And Boomie now up 2 stocks to 1 against Cody. I wanted to say before, you know, Boomie definitely comfortable in that matchup versus Blasters because he's such a good Blasters player himself.
Yeah. It shows, for sure.
Oh!
Gets recovery. Okay, that's just... that is the hardest read I think I've seen all day.
I don't know if Boomie plays much axe that way, you know? So Cody's swapping over to that, you know, he can clean up well.
Great axe recovery, and now Cody's starting to get in the hits, but Boomie, Nair, down like Nair. Oh, okay, pummels him away. Is Cody's recovery gone? Okay, it is. He has a dodge, he makes it back to the stage, he touches, no longer in an edge guard, but Boomie has just been doing unlimited amounts of damage. Sider disarms him, picks up another axe, but I mean, at this point, Boomie could go for the downlight recovery, and is that going to be it? Nair comes through, we go for a ground pound once again. He's been hitting so many of these ground pounds, both on stage and off, and Cody is just nairing over and over again, and Boomie was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just he waits for the nairs to finish, side air hits him, sends him flying off the stage, and that's 2 successful core crossovers in a row. One more game, and Boomie will knock Cody Travis out at 5th.
Man, so he's really just set himself up so incredibly well to try burning through this lower bracket. All right. So what is the answer? Cody, you know, we saw his Vrax earlier today. I know this isn't quite the normal... but maybe it is the matchup where the Vrax
Maybe it is the matchup. Yeah. So I talked about this earlier, which is that I was suspecting that Boomie was going to be bringing out the Jayon for the Mammoth Cup, although we've been seeing a remarkably different legend pool coming out from Boomie in this tournament in particular. But now, coming to game number 3 when he's up 2-0, it looks like we're going to get another taste test for Boomie's Jayon. And Cody Travis was bringing out the pick that did so well against Phazon's Jayon in the winner bracket. Is Cody going to take this game and bring it to a game 4, or is Boomie just going to show how remarkable he is on this character? I'm very excited for this as we go on to Mammoth Fortress for game number 3.
You know, part of me just kind of wonders, maybe Boomie was listening to you when you said, I want to see Cody's Vrax versus a Greatsword again. And Boomie's like, well, I'm up 2-0. I've beaten him soundly these first 2 games, so I'm going to take him out here, but I'll deliver on that for you.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see. It is the same matchup that we saw with Cody earlier on in the bracket, but completely different player in terms of that matchup. And now Cody playing on Mammoth Fortress, trying to get more of those downlight follow-ups. Down to come through, Boomie dodging out of the way of it, and playing a little bit more of an aerial greatsword than we've seen from both Sandstorm and Phazon.
Oh,
but he falls right into the down sig.
Yeah, Cody's Vrax just makes this work so incredibly well. I mean, he's showing it here. You know, they've been firing back and forth. Unfortunately, now he's unarmed, and Boomie continuing the weapons arm. Whoa, went for a big haymaker read on the approach.
Yeah, but nonetheless, picked up sides and comes through. Gets the downlight on the right side, but Boomie with the pickup on that neutral stick catches Cody jumping and sends him flying sides and catches him through the side air. Such high priority on that move. Kicks him with the dust, sends him flying away. First stock goes over to Boomie. Oh, haymaker stopped. Oh, he dashes right into the down sig. Boomie just not playing right on that edge, but the recovery gets him. Cody doesn't even have the stocks.
Let's see, what's he going to opt for here? The blasters. sticking with it. Cody, I got to tell you, every time that he opens up with those blasters down air, you know, you expect a lot of people to go, oh.
Is that it?
All right, so that's the second time now. That's the second time Boomie has hit 2 signatures in a row. The neutral from the sword doesn't quite get the knockout, but brings him to that aerial position. And he's like, I know you're going to fall right in front of me. Gravity cancel side signature to cover that space.
And now Boomie's doing something interesting with the neutralite change, where he went for the neutralite finish. Oh my god! I thought that was a stop. Okay, Cody is.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, Boomie cleaning it up. I mean, he was just in his head that entire final stock. Every time those staggers, you know, he was looking for. All right, if you would just do any attack, it would interrupt me. But he knew Cody was going to go for jump or dodge escapes, and Boomie was able to stagger it every single time. I want to see this replay.
Cool. I mean, we just saw the replay there with the side sig.
Look at this. Look at this. Stagger, stagger, stagger.
Oh, and he follows him all the way back. And then I think he catches up the downlight sidelight finisher, right? Yeah, downlight bridge sidelight finisher.
Jeez.
So, and how does he finish it off here? So Cody already showed that his dodge is gone. So he's just kind of like, what are you doing?
He's like, I got the snipe. Man, that was a dominant last game.
Dominant indeed. And that means we've got one more lower bracket match before top 4 is decided. Boomie showing that he has an amazing Jayun as well as a core going into the top 4. Man, this is going to be a top 4 without Cody Travis or Koslix.